Hello, my name is Jenner Jordan, and we are with Aerial Pursuit. If you would please direct your attention to the video.
The value for the space, I think, was really a huge thing as far as the rents, like I said, location and lighting, just kind of what the CDF offers on its own. I think you can make the spot really desirable. Get posted about every other week or twice a month if there's any new opportunities, what's happening, if there's any classes, a lot of times we do classes together, web-based classes, or we might have a sort of a meeting so that people can, kind of gel ideas or cross-market between each other. So, it's nice to have a community of people working.
Been helpful to me is providing a good location for my business to grow. They have, good options for startup businesses, being able to start up in a cubicle and grow into an office space. But yes, good location, nice people to work with here. They offer courses that you can take part in, no charge, on how to build a business plan and how to get that started.
That they give you, the encouragement they give you, and then the general support that's basically here, all the time. Ongoing educational purposes as far as how your business should run and the growth of your business. Basically, just never have had any problems at all. Everything's been wonderful.
In this video, you saw an inside and outside video tutorial of the Renaissance Center for Ideas. To do this video, we used a quadcopter drone that has a 3-axis gimbal on there with a high-definition camera that keeps it steady. That gave you the smooth effect through the inside and outside. We knew through our research that brand awareness was a key point we needed to hit on, so we thought, why not use aerial photography if we can? It's up and coming for sure. Aerial photography is. Now, one great thing about using a video is the fact that you can literally copy and paste that link and put it to any social media site you'd like. That being Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, even the Renaissance Center for Ideas main website. One huge perk to that is the fact that you can see how many people have viewed it and where they have viewed it from, which is a major perk as to the data you get for your target audience and your target market. Our audience being aspiring entrepreneurs 18 to 60 who are really willing to work really hard and help others along the way. And now I'm going to introduce Cody.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm Cody Florenwider. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the strengths, weaknesses that the Renaissance Center for Ideas has. One thing that we felt that we found during our research was the lack of publicity, the lack of social media presence, the lack of the promotional practices that really on a consistent basis kind of would benefit them throughout in the long run. We distributed a survey when we went up and shot this video. We went up and down Main Street. We did a random sample. If somebody did not want to partake, went on to the next person. Just a quick, short, 5-question survey, really to get a feel, to immerse ourselves in the public that we were trying to reach, so that we can really get a feel for, okay, well, if they don't recognize this building, they walk up and down this Main Street every day, and they can't recognize it. That's one thing that we feel we really need to exploit, and I think that we can. And obviously, with weaknesses come strengths, and one that they, by far, hands down, is very beneficial to them is, on-site business consulting. For aspiring small business owners and entrepreneurs, it's a great place to go and learn. Pick the brains of people who have been in the business. If they don't know where to start, it's a great place to go and learn and being able to work with people and have a good sense of camaraderie in the building. Another perk, professional setup. Can't beat that. It's one thing, if you wanted to rent the space, that's stuff that you would have to go out and buy, and more cost you have to account for. Well, here at Renaissance, that's all there for you. It's there for the taking. They encourage you to use it. They want you to use it, and I think that's another great perk that they have. And I know this is new, but the high-speed internet from C Spire, how much your internet bills these days, it's through the roof. So if you can have high-speed internet, not have to worry about that cost, that's another big perk for them. And then obviously, like I said, the office equipment is top-notch. So here are a few of our objectives. We hope to reach these, and the culture of the entrepreneurship among Tupelo residents. We would like to see an increase in that. Through our surveys, we kind of saw that, there are some entrepreneurs in the area, but they have yet to find a place where they can go in and grow. And we think that if we can really enhance that in the Tupelo area, it will give them, them a better opportunity to learn, and the center to get its name out there. Another one, and we'll talk about this in our later slides, is the Startup Weekend. It's an event they hold for college students, and we really want to see an increase in diversity. Last year, all they had was 90% Mississippi State students, 10% Ole Miss. It's not a lot of diversity there, and we like to really, make that, 30% Southern Miss, just kind of balance it out so where it's reaching more markets around the region and state. And then another kind of touched on this is increased overall public knowledge. We found in the survey that, I think it was 70% of the people who took the survey had no idea what the center does. They see the building every day when they drive to work or go to the store or whatever, and they had no idea what the center does. And I think that improving that and getting the public's knowledge really, centered who are entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, if they know that that's available and that they can use that, I think that would be a big benefit. Product positioning, business incubators, the one in Renaissance in Tupelo is not the only one that doesn't have a big public knowledge. There's incubators, across the nation. We found one at UCF. They've been around for, I think, a little bit longer, so they've had time to adapt to the market. But at the same time, we kind of want to change the perception that around the business incubators that around the nation. And then I've already talked about the residents of Tupelo and Lee County area not having a understanding of what the center can do and do for your business. In the direct competition with the center, there's not many. There's one located here on the Ole Miss campus, with that being approximately an hour away. There's going to be some disparity between the two, but I think at the same time they could benefit each other and really help each other succeed in both their markets. Obviously, social media, we really need to get that ball rolling. The Facebook page, 112 likes, and I think that we can really improve on that. And with that being said, I think that social media is another big area that we need to strive to do better at. And then the advertising, obviously, we didn't see very much through whether it be billboards or flyers, brochures, or anything on the radio. And I think being able to kind of get the name out there in another way, whether that be through print, because maybe the older residents in Tupelo area, maybe they don't go on social media. Well, they probably read the paper. So if we can have an advertisement in there, then that's another market that we'll be able to really to get after and make them aware of the Renaissance Center for Ideas. I'm going to pass it along to Angela. She's going to talk to you about our social media plan.
I'm going to tell you guys about our social media plan for this campaign. Judd Wilson, who's in charge of the center, kind of runs everything and lets everyone know what's going on. We're going to put him in charge of the Instagram page, which Instagram is just pictures and then a little caption underneath it. People can like it or comment on it, whatnot. So what we're going to do is he's going to pick a tenant of the month on the first day of each month. and that tenant is going to be given control of all of the center's social media sites. Judd can still log on and post if he wants to, but for the most part, we just want it to be about the tenant and what they can do. Also, Twitter. Now, I feel like Twitter is very underused. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have Twitter. Well, my mom has Twitter just to follow my teenage siblings. So, I mean, people have Twitter, it's there. So an example of a post that one of the tenants could post when it's their turn, come visit Macintosh Creative Services LLC at the Renaissance Center this week for a free estimate on new outdoor signage. And Chuck McIntosh is one of the tenants, and that could be something he could post. And then Miss Pansy owns Tidy Cleanup, and she is a tenant, and this is an example of something she could post with her phone number. So they have direct communication. They have a way of getting in touch with the tenant. This is the center's Facebook page. Our idea for how we're going to make everyone know which tenant is in charge of the social media that month, other than Instagram and Twitter, they just have Facebook. The cover photo, which is the big background photo, will be that person's logo and whatever else they want. And then an example of a Facebook post. Did you know if you use a little shaving cream, it'll get a red line stain out of your carpet? Good tip for the upcoming holidays. That would be something obviously Tidy Cleanup would post. And then Tidy Cleanup as well, just kind of putting herself out there. The center's current Facebook has 120 likes, which is not very good. So we're hoping that with this, people will get on and they'll see, like maybe Miss Pansy, who owns Tidy Cleanup, she'll say, hey, check out, I'm running Facebook for the center this month. And they can go to the center and like their page, and then each month they have everyone else. So the center's getting likes, but also the businesses are getting good publicity. 6 months into the campaign, 6 businesses will have been featured, obviously, and we think it'll really help the center itself, not just the businesses, because more people will know what it is and what they do. Okay, and then I'm going to pass it over to Channing. She's going to tell you all about our selling ideas.
Hey y'all, my name is Channing, and I want to talk to y'all about some selling ideas. Probably the biggest one is going to be our use of aerial photography. The video you saw earlier, that was a pretty awesome video. And we're going to use that video in a lot of stuff. We're going to use it on YouTube, on social media sites. We're going to send it in a media kit. It'll also be used on the company's, the Renaissance Center for Ideas homepage. It'll play there. We also are going to put advertisements in local newspapers from surrounding counties like Oxford, Starkville, Tupelo, Columbus. And we're also going to put some advertisement in local magazines like Invitation Oxford, Invitation Tupelo, Mississippi Magazine, Town and Gown, which is a magazine in Starkville too. And we're also going to send media kits to local news stations that they can see. And this shows you where all our media kits will be sent. The Daily Journal, Lee County Core, the newspapers in surrounding counties, Oxford, Columbus, Starkville, the magazines that I mentioned earlier, Mississippi, Invitation Oxford, Invitation Tupelo, Town and Gown, which is in Starkville. This is an example of the print ad that we would use that would go in the newspapers and in the magazines. The Startup Weekend is an event that the Renaissance Center for Idea already has. Cody kind of mentioned it earlier. It's directed towards college students, young entrepreneurs, and like you said, it's like last year and the previous years, it's just been mainly Mississippi State students. And we want that to be different. We want Ole Miss students, we want Mississippi State students, we want all colleges in Mississippi to come, not just State or Ole Miss, but even community colleges. College students can come. We're going to have a speaker at this event. It'll be a 3-day event. And how we will get the word out about this is the The video that you saw earlier will be shared across different media outlets. Media kits and news releases will be sent out to papers in college towns, so they'll get to know about the startup weekend. Be innovative, open your future. That is the title. That's what we're calling our open house event that we want to have for the Renaissance Center for Ideas. It's going to be a catered event from Jimmy John's. We'll have Jimmy John's serve. It's going to be one day. You know what an open house is. It's for residents of the community to come out and check out your business. And like Cody said earlier, Tupelo and Lee County residents don't really know what the center is, and it's on Main Street. And what we want to do is get the people in the community to come find out what the Renaissance Center for Ideas is about. We're going to have brochures and flyers that will be handed out. There's going to be a guest speaker at this event as well. This event is directed towards more of the local, older entrepreneurs. And we're going to have a $50 gift card as a door prize, as an incentive for people to come to this event. We were given a $50,000 budget, and out of the $50,000, we only used $17,500. That went to advertisement, the use of aerial photography, food and beverage for the different events we had, the guest speaker, travel. So I feel like we saved a lot of money. And our evaluation, how we're gonna track and keep up with all our stuff. The Hootsuite is a social media dashboard that you can put all your social medias, Twitter, Facebook, different stuff on there. And what it does is it will tell you things like when your page got viewed the most, or what got how many likes. And then from then on, it tracks how many people view your page. That way you'll know when to put a post when the most people can see it. We're going to have focus groups. We'll get evaluations from our focus groups. We'll also get evaluations from our attendance from the startup weekend and the open house event, and from our likes, shares, and views from our YouTube video. The YouTube video is going to show the video that you saw earlier. And that is it for Aerial Pursuit. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
I do. I liked your video. That was great, and I liked your testimonials. Did you consider putting a face to your testimonials? I think entrepreneurs are nebulous. They're 18 to 60, I think is what you said your age range was. How do you draw me in? I'm thinking about it, but how do you draw me in? Did you consider that at all?
I'd have to agree with you on that. Putting a face to it would have been great. We really wanted to focus on the facility, though, at hand, because you know, most people we would speak to, they really didn't have any clue what it had to offer or what it was there for. So brand awareness was what we were shooting for, but I would agree a face to it would be great.
I might have missed it. Y'all had a lot of great ideas. What was your creative strategy? Just if you could help me. I probably just...
Well, the creative strategy was, the main part of our campaign is going to be based around that video. And we really wanted to just show off the facility. People could easily run to the bank and get a loan or go to a realtor and find a place to go rent out. But you got to think of all the costs that goes into when you get that place. You got to get a printer, fax machine, laminator, conference room. The list goes on. And we really wanted to focus around having the center being this awesome place at a low cost where you can come in, 24-hour access, high-speed internet, state-of-the-art facility, and there's a great camaraderie there from the tenants we talked to. They've had nothing but awesome things to say, and I think if we're really going to point out anything that we think that will resonate with residents and students, it's the facility and the family atmosphere that kind of goes on day in and day out at the facility.
So what about your positioning line? Refresh my memory.
Our slogan is,
Get up, get ready, and brighten your future.
it's kind of just a little, maybe it doesn't pertain to much of what, explaining what the center is, but it's kind of, what is that? I mean, if people are asking that, well then that gives them, okay, well let's go in here and see what this building is all about.
I have one more, and I'm going to be quiet. I gave you $50,000 as the client. What is your strategy behind using less than half of it?
I mean, we really think that if we can save the center money, I mean, why wouldn't we? Our biggest cost is going to be our aerial photography and our media outlets.
Room and board.
Oh yeah,
well.
room and board for the startup weekend for students that come in. But I mean, our biggest costs were the aerial photography, print ads, radio ads, and broadcast ads. I mean, go any farther than that, I mean, we got food and beverage, which, I mean, doesn't run very expensive, but we think that, keeping that cost low, I think is kind of beneficial in my mind. I don't know.
And what's the time period?
It would be a 6-month campaign running from January 1st through June, I think it was 15th. The last event is June 1st, and then evaluate each startup weekend a week after they've gone through with surveys, again, going up and down Main Street, random sample, focus groups. We were thinking, we could have a sign-up sheet at the door where you sign up, hey, can we contact you about participating in a focus group a month down the road, a week down the road, just to kind of pick their brain on what they liked, what they disliked, how we can improve, what we can do better. So,
A great execution on the video. Did we talk to you about how how people are finding video there?
well, once the video, and I know Jenna's talked about this, once the video is up on YouTube and made public, and people share it and like it, I mean, it's just, word of mouth when it's put up on Instagram and Facebook. Once we do the tenant of the month, and get more likes, more people to the page. I mean, you can post it, and then even during the startup and open house weekends, you can go through and we can make another video highlighting those events. And kind of make a storyboard throughout. Every year, kind of make another video and kind of make a story with it, so that people can really get a feel for everything.
With all of the tenants that are already in the Renaissance Center for Ideas, it's already a community, and we found out that they're not really using their social media sites to benefit them. And with this community, they can do that easily with the video we have and the proposition of posting a tweet about their business and having the tweet of the month and the Instagram of the month. And it's something to strive for while promoting your business and the Renaissance Center for Ideas.
Did you factor in costs for conducting focus groups, monitoring? Someone's got to monitor.
Right. And obviously that would probably, whether that would be whoever runs those, but I think focus groups are a great way to find out what the consumer thought of the product and ways to make it better and more beneficial for people to keep coming back and get involved with the Renaissance Center.
So Jennifer, if the FAA asks me, where did I get that footage at, and how high was you flying that thing? Are we okay?
You can send them to my website. I'll give you my business card. All good.
All right. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.